Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. There's been a huge development in terms of copper peptides for 2026, and that's affordability. Gone are the days where you had to pay top dollar for your copper peptide serum. We now have access to super advanced formulations, new technologies, and beautifully affordable price points, meaning anti-aging has never been easier. However, because of these new developments, the way that we use our copper peptide serum really needs to change. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know. How to maximize your anti-aging routine through effective use of copper peptide serums, whilst also not breaking the bank. Sit back, relax, let's talk how copper peptides have changed forever. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know in order to maximize your copper peptide results. I am somebody that always prioritizes affordability and effectiveness. These are the two things that honestly mean the most to me because I am drugstore to my core. In fact, let's call it what it is. I am cheap. I hate overpaying for skincare. So if you're somebody that also values affordable, budget-friendly skincare, you're in the right place. And don't forget to reach down and give the video a big thumbs up and a like. I know there's lots of channels promoting luxury, bougie, and high-end skincare. That will never be me. I'm all about affordability. And so, yeah, if you could find it in your hearts to give the video a like, it would mean the absolute world to me. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So copper peptides, they are nothing new when it comes to skincare. In fact, most of us have probably used a copper peptide serum as part of our routine for the past 2 or 3 years, and they've actually existed on the market much longer than that. However, because the price point of copper peptides has fallen so much in the past 12 months and technology has advanced so much too, it's really a great time to take stock. Look at how we're using copper peptide serums and check, making sure that we're maximizing the benefits that we see. That's really what today's video is all about. There are so many benefits from using copper peptides. They boost collagen and elastin production to minimize fine lines and wrinkles. They're potent antioxidants, which are going to ward off cellular damage and oxidative stress, minimizing the risk of premature aging. They're great anti-inflammatories to reduce inflammation in the skin, again, preventing hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and discoloration. And there's some hidden benefits that we don't often talk about. Copper peptides are also great at promoting hair density, minimizing hair loss, and they're also great at boosting radiance and glow in the skin. For all of those benefits, I think it's a no-brainer that everyone wants to have a copper peptide serum somewhere in their routine. But I want to share with you how to use them in order to maximize those results. Now, there are 3 copper peptides that I'm going to reference in today's video because I think they do different things. Starting out with this is the Medik8 Liquid Peptides Advanced. This is a fantastic multi-peptide serum that not only combines copper peptides but also growth factors. It's a really like one and done when it comes to anti-aging. This is what I mean by advanced technologies, taking things to the next level. And when it comes to the price point, when you consider everything you get with this serum, it's really not a bad price either. The latest launch onto the copper peptide market is the Remedy Copper Peptides, which uses a 1% concentration of that key ingredient, those copper peptides, along so many other beneficial ingredients. This is a really nice accessible price point, and Remedy and the hype around this product really have turbocharged people's interest in copper peptides. We're also going to reference this is from my own brand. This is the Mad About Skin Copper Peptide Serum. This actually has a high 3% concentration of copper peptides, which are encapsulated. That encapsulation means they're easier to use alongside other actives, and that's something I'm going to reference later on in the video. These are the 3 copper peptide serums that are going strong in my routine at the moment, and I've linked all of them down in the description box below if you wanted to check them out in more detail. However, it's always worth shopping around because, like I say, in 2026 we are blessed to have so many amazing options when it comes to copper peptides. But let's start with how to use them. Right, first and foremost, twice a day. I know most of us are used to using copper peptides just on an evening, and I think a lot of that is cost driven. When we were paying £150 for a copper peptide serum, you really don't want to use too much of it, so people just used it on an evening, and you're never going to get the maximum results if you're not using it twice a day. There are some people out there that say it's really tricky to use it morning and evening because copper peptides don't generally pair well with vitamin C that we'll traditionally use on a morning. I hear that, but you know what? There are some workarounds. First and foremost, you could go for an encapsulated copper peptide, like this one that I referenced earlier. The encapsulation protects those copper peptides, so you can absolutely use it alongside your vitamin C on a morning, your retinoid on an evening, making it super simple. That is a great workaround to making sure that you're getting maximum performance from twice a day without having to worry about the layering and the pairing. Other options, such as this one by Remedy, actually stabilize the copper peptides in a slightly different way, meaning that you can absolutely use this alongside your retinoids on an evening. It's slightly trickier to use on a morning alongside vitamin C, so I'd say if you're using this one, I would switch to a vitamin C derivative on a morning, which you can absolutely use alongside this. Encapsulation, if you want to be able to use it alongside every vitamin C going. If you're using this one, just switch to a vitamin C derivative, which is another great workaround. Twice a day is where it's at, and because we have these super affordable options, it's now easier than ever to use it twice a day to maximize your benefits. The second tip I want to share is to make sure you're taking your copper peptide along the hairline. When we apply copper peptides, we tend to use the perimeter of the face as being this area. We miss out on the key areas where we could be getting additional benefit. Copper peptides have so many studies showing how beneficial they can be for improving hair density and also minimizing hair loss. Now, I like to see them as a complementary treatment alongside other actives. So if you're already on finasteride, minoxidil, or some of the other prescription strength treatments, keep using them, but you can use copper peptides alongside to complement to further enhance the results that you're going to see. If you're not on any hair loss treatment whatsoever, start with copper peptides, see how you get on, because they're really a nice, easy to affordable and accessible option for just flicking through the hairline and improving things. This is something I recommended on the channel around 2 years ago. I'll dig out that video and I'll leave a link to it up there. And actually on the back of that, so many people have said, you know what? Within a couple of months, the baby hairs were coming through. My hair seemed thicker, denser. This is definitely something that I can attest to from using copper peptides on my own hairline. Check out that video, my hairline there versus 2 years later. Honestly, my hair is thicker, it's fuller, and copper peptides have done their job. Hairline is this area. You can put a little on the top of the head as well, on the crown, if that's an area where you're worried about thinning and density. And don't forget to flick it through the brows. Again, the brows are hair. They can also help improve density and fullness in the brow by applying copper peptides to them. Because our copper peptides are now super affordable, you can afford to flick a little through the hairline. It just makes sense. Now, my tip number 3 is to make sure you're using your copper peptides on the body too. I think because of the cost of copper peptides and other actives, we tend to stop here. This is where we want to see the anti-aging. Anything below this, nothing whatsoever. If you're really good, you might take it down onto the chest, but that's pretty much it. Honestly, the whole body needs that copper peptide action, and one great way of achieving that is to get your favorite body lotion. I mean, one of my favorites at the moment is this one. This is the SVR Cream Topilase. I've been using this all summer. It's fantastic, but you can use any body moisturizer that you want. Take some of this, put a couple of pumps in the palm of your hand, then add a couple of drops of your copper peptide to it, and apply it to the body. Yes, you're not going to be getting that same concentration that you would on the face by applying it direct without mixing it into a moisturizer, but you're still getting something. And I think this is a great way of stretching out those copper peptides, making sure you're getting the maximum surface coverage, whilst also, not wasting too much product. If you're going to do this hack, I would probably recommend opting for an encapsulated copper peptide, because whilst in theory you can do this with any copper peptide going, some ingredients that might be present in your moisturizer might not pair particularly well with a copper peptide, or the pH might disrupt things. So if you go for an encapsulated version, you don't have to worry about any of that. You can just put a couple of drops into your moisturizer and apply it to the body. If you already have an unencapsulated copper peptide you want to try this with, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. Just make sure that your moisturizer, whichever one you choose, doesn't have anything like vitamin C, glycolic acid present in it, because that could disrupt the performance of the copper peptides. But yeah, whether you go encapsulated or standard, it's absolutely fine to pop a couple of drops of your copper peptide into your favorite moisturizer and apply it all over the body. You'll see really great results, and it's just a great way of elevating the anti-aging and making sure we're getting it head to toe. The same really applies when it comes to the hands. If you're applying hand cream during the day, and this is something I do maybe a couple of times a day, one of my personal favorites at the moment is this. This is the Remedy hand cream. I absolutely love this product. If you're somebody that applies hand cream a couple of times a day, just morning and evening with your hand cream application, make sure again you're putting a couple of drops of copper peptides in alongside it, because the hands are actually one of the first areas of the body to show signs of aging. Because copper peptides are so beneficial when it comes to promoting collagen and elastin production, they'll definitely help with the hands, just delay some of that premature aging and just help bring a little bit of vitality, plumpness back to the skin on our hands. They need the same amount of love that our face and our décolletage needs, so definitely make sure if you're applying a hand cream, go the extra step. Put a couple of drops of your favorite copper peptide in with it. Work it in, you'll find it absorbs beautifully and it'll just give the hands the TLC that they need. Now, last but by no means least, make sure you're using your copper peptides on your neck, the back of the neck and the ears. These are the areas that actually show the first signs of aging, but they're often the ones that we neglect and we forget. Make sure you're taking your copper peptides onto these areas, and if possible, combine them with growth factors, because growth factors are fantastic at reducing the laxity in the neck, helping restore elasticity and taking away some of that crepiness. So using copper peptides and growth factors together in these areas just makes perfect sense, which is why I tend to use this product on my neck. This is the Medicate Liquid Peptides Advanced. You could use this all over the face if you'd like, but I use this on the neck because you've got your growth factors, your copper peptides and your other peptides, which has had such a difference on my neck. This area is super sensitive for me, so I don't want to overload it with too many different products. So having one here that has your growth factors, your peptides and your copper peptides all together just means that I'm getting maximum performance whilst also using the minimum number of products which could trigger sensitivity in this area. That works for me, but you can use any copper peptide you want on your neck. Just make sure that you're including this area, particularly the back of the neck, which we always seem to forget. Back of the neck will often be the first area to see that sun, and that's where we accumulate that damage. So yeah, neck, back of the neck and ears, don't neglect them. They want a little copper peptide action too. So hopefully by this point in the video, I've been able to demonstrate that when it comes to copper peptides, less is not more. In fact, more is more. We should be using copper peptides more frequently, twice a day. We should be using them on a wider body area. In fact, I would advocate head to toe, not missing a single area. And by sharing some of these hints, tips and hacks, I've been able to demonstrate how you can incorporate copper peptides into your body care routine, your hand care routine, to the hairline, in order to get the maximum benefits from the same serum that you probably already have in your skincare routine. Copper peptides have never been more affordable than they are today in 2026, and I think we should take advantage of that, maximizing the results whilst also not breaking the bank. So yeah, let me know if you've got any other hints, tips and hacks you want to share. Let me know your favorite copper peptide serum down in the comments section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.